Welcome to Athar's Garage. In this video, I'll be working on the Team Associated B7 Bag 8. So let's get started. So all the parts are out of the bags. So I took a look at the manual quickly, and it shows that all the turnbuckles are the same length. So I believe that's different than the B6 series. They're all 3.5 by 48 millimeters. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the notches on these turnbuckles right here, indicate a left-hand thread. So we want all the notches on the left side of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and just rotate them all to be on the left side, just like so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to set up how I'm going to build my turnbuckles. We'll do looks like we're going to do the front camber links, then the steering links, and then the rear camber links. So I have all of my notches on the left side, so all left-hand threads on the left side of the vehicle. And then let's go ahead and get the ball cups off. So for the fronts, we're going to need the straights for the camber links. Then for the steering, we're going to need the angled ones. And it says the number 1 goes on the right-hand side of the car, and the number 2 goes on the left-hand side of the car. And then on the other end, we're going to use the straights, and on the rears, we're also going to use straights. So let's go ahead and get these off the parts tree, trimmed if needed, and then we can continue. All right, so I have my turnbuckles set aside as to how I'm going to assemble them. We have our right side and our left side. These are going to be the steering links. We'll do the front camber links and then the rears. Well, we'll probably do the front camber links first, then the steering links, and then the rears. So included is a wrench that we can use to hold the turnbuckles. And then we're also going to need some black grease. So we got that. So let's do the front camber links first. We need to put them on and have 26.6 millimeters from the shoulders of each ball cup. So let's go ahead and do that. So all I'm doing is putting a little bit of black grease on the threads, and I know this is a right-hand thread, so I can get this started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the turnbuckle with the wrench, and then I 3D printed this ball cup tool to help with installation. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to print it out and use it yourself. Okay, so I can do the left-hand thread now. I'm leaving about 3 threads visible. I'm just going to wipe off any of the excess grease so it doesn't get everywhere and dirty. Let's go ahead and measure. All right, I'm at 33. So the ball cups are going to end up facing the same direction, so take note of that. Looks like we're going to need to get these pretty much shouldered up or close to using up all the threads. That's 26, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. Remember that I don't like to make the adjustments too much and get it perfectly right off the car, because after you install the electronics and everything and you do your setup, you still got to adjust these. So I just like to get them close, and I'll install it on the car and then make my final adjustments when I do my initial setup. So let me go ahead and do the other side. There are front camber links. So here's my chassis. I'm going to make sure that the notches are going to install on the left side of the chassis. So we can go ahead and install these. All right, they rotate nice and free. Nothing's binding. Can move under its own weight. Can definitely feel that they made some improvements. Feels like you can adjust these without them popping off. Yeah. I had issues on some of my other builds where they're hard to adjust and the ball cups just want to pop off. So it's nice to see that that's not the case for this one. Let's go ahead and do the front steering links. And the front steering links, we're putting the number 1 on the right side of the vehicle on a right hand thread. So if you look at this ball cup, it has a number 1. We're going to install it like so. We got the left hand thread over here. So, and these ball cups are going to be 90 degrees apart. So with this facing down in this direction, we want this ball stud to be facing the back of the vehicle, so it attaches to the steering assembly. And we want the distance between the ball cups to be 28.7. I'm going to leave about 1 millimeter showing from the ball cup to this end of the thread and see where we are. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the other side. We're going to install the number 2 ball cup on the left-hand thread. Okay, so now we can grab our chassis and install these. We have our chassis, we have our right side and our left side, making sure that we're installing the notch with the number 2 on the left side of the vehicle, and then the number 1 without the notch on the right side of the vehicle. You can install these by hand, or you can use some pliers. I don't want to stress out my fingers, so I'm using some pliers. And everything rotates nice and free and can move under its own weight, so perfect. All right, so let's focus on the rear camber links. The ball cups are going to face in the same direction, and we need 27.4 millimeters from shoulder to shoulder of the ball cups. So I'm going to take the ball cup to the end of the threads. All right, we can do the other side. All right, so let's go ahead and install the rear camber link. Make sure that you get the axles and the out drives. We're going to make sure that the notches are on the left side of the vehicle, so we can go ahead and install these. All the turnbuckles are installed. Now would be a good point to make sure that all of the turnbuckles are the correct lengths, or at least even side to side, so that way moving forward when you make your initial setup once everything's installed, you have a good point to start at. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The front camber links are going to be 26.6. And the whole reason for having the notches all facing the left side of the vehicle is that when you make your adjustments to lengthen or shorten them, it's going to be the same direction. So this one is 26. I need to get to 26.6. So I need to come forward like so, and that will make the link longer. Now, if I want to adjust this one, it's going to be the same motion to make it longer. So it makes it easier to make your adjustments from side to side. All right, front camber links are done. The steering links need to be at 28.7. So let's go ahead and do that. These are at 29, so I need to shorten them. So I need to go the opposite direction. I need to go towards the back of the car. So those are at 28.7. The rears need to be at 27.4. I'm at 26.7, so I need to make these longer. So I need to come forward. Okay. All right, so those are 27.4. There we go. We have 2 extra ball cups. It's nice to have some spares. I'd recommend, if any of these are stiff, to replace them with these, and mine are perfect. Easy to adjust. None of them popped off while I was making adjustments, so pretty happy with that. When I replace these, it's because I took a hard hit, or I've noticed that one side ball cup keeps popping off. It's usually in the front. And so I'll just remove one of them and replace that one that keeps popping off in hopes that it doesn't do that. But that's it for bag 8. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.